the Google Pixel. To say that my 2 weeks about with this phone were any good would probably be the most overstated thing ever because, well, that's just the opposite of how it was for for parts of it, at least. Um, and I will get into that because I have spent enough time with this phone actively as my only phone, my daily driver, to kind of go in depth a little more about the situation and exactly why I feel how I feel about it. So let me just get the main thing out of the way that kind of made this bad, or the only thing that could have made it better, if not terrible even, is the poor battery life that I would get with this thing. So on record, my iPhone usually lasts me about maybe 6, 7 hours if I'm lucky on a full charge. And the Google Pixel, it does a little bit poorly. 4 to 5 hours is all I get, but I can't even really experience the full, like, the full battery life because, well, mine has a problem where it will be at about 15 to 20% charge, and it will just instantly drain all the way to zero with no warning, no reason, no run to it, and it just happens when it wants to. Sometimes I'll able to get down to a lower percentage, sometimes I'm not able to do that. It's very, very random and very, very annoying. That is the main reason that this whole experience was bad, from the get-go even. Not even the first day that I had it after I had opened it and set it up. Like the first actual day, like my starting day with it, which was June 4th. It was fine for a while, but then um around maybe about 4 minutes, or no, not 4 minutes, 4 hours and maybe I want to say 15 minutes ish is when it'll usually hit the 15-20% battery point, and then just, well, out of nowhere, whenever it wants to. It could be a second later, it could be a minute later, it could be even later than that. It just goes out. Sometimes it'll actually shut down properly, and other times the screen will just go black. Like, I will be either watching a YouTube video or looking up something and playing a game, and it'll just black screen and it'll just die. And coming from having a phone with good battery life, not even an iPhone, just using some other type of phone with a better battery, better power management than this phone was, just doesn't really bode well. I know most of you are gonna say, or those of you who actually understand tech are going to say that, yeah, this phone has a bad battery. It's from 2016, but that's not, I don't think that's the issue, because let me preface this and say that I bought this phone refurbished, and I'm guessing that whoever had this before me and ended up getting it, ended up selling it to a refurbisher or somebody like that, I don't know if who refurbished this actually decided to not change the battery or something, because that feels like something that would happen. I mean, either that, or if there was a battery problem present when this phone was sold, they probably replaced it with an even worse battery. I don't know. I'm taking a guess. From from my perspective, that's what it is. But otherwise, I mean, it was fairly good. It's got an AMOLED screen, which compared to the LCD on my iPhone, um, actually looks better for looking at videos and content and stuff, because anytime you have something with a black screen on an AMOLED, it literally is like the screen is still off. It kind of is very confusing. That's something I had on my Galaxy Note 4, which I'll probably talk about my experience with that phone um some other time in another video, just like as a story. Like, I don't have the phone to review. Um oh geez, when did I have that phone? I had that phone in, it wasn't freshman year, I think it was sophomore year. 8th grade was 2013, 14. I had that phone in 2015. I think it was that year that it was a relative phone, like a relevant phone, that I had the Galaxy Note 4 in, because it was a year before the Pixel. I will definitely talk about that more in a later video, but that's not the point of this one. Let's talk about, something fell. Let's talk about the screen size. This is a 5-inch screen compared to the 6.1-inch screen on my iPhone, which is a big improvement over this. But going to a small phone in general, like small screen, small body size, it feels weird. The last small phone I have had was an iPhone 5, and I did love that. I mean, it was cool for the time, but now that everybody has big screens, it just doesn't hold up. But it was really strange, and I did adjust to it. I did adjust to it after a couple days. As far as like what it can do, it's just like any other smartphone, except it's just a little bit slower. I mean, I gotta give it some credit for still being able to keep up in today's like market with all the new like parts and stuff, but I was relatively quick. I mean, not as quick as my iPhone or some other phones that I've had the chance to mess around with, but yeah, it was pretty pretty good. The software controls for like going home and stuff, I could change that to a full gesture control, which I was immediately used to navigating, because of course um my iPhone is an iPhone XR, so it's basically that. So that's kind of a thing I really didn't have to get accustomed to, because I was already used to doing that from using the iPhone for about almost 2 years, or yeah, almost 2 years actually. The call quality though, I'm surprised it's still good. I got great reception for my cell data, and really haven't had any problems. I like the fingerprint scanner because that was something that I missed from using my iPhone 7 Plus. Going to the Face ID was weird, but that was something I got used to. I love doing that because I don't have to always like just put my finger on this thing. But it's a great experience actually having that again, because I feel like face recognition and a fingerprint sensor are like one of the two of the most secure things in the world for the security of your phone. That was great actually having that as a feature. And let's see, it has a headphone jack, which I really didn't use. I like that it uses USB-C though for the charging port, because I could use, well, let's see, any cords that go to the Nintendo Switch. I could just, if I really needed a quick charge and all I had was my Switch adapter, I would actually be able to just use that in this phone. Or just, ask anybody who has a USB-C charger. But, if I were to actually rate my overall experience with the Google Pixel, I would say it was probably a 4 out of 10. And, I think if the battery issue was a non-existent thing, uh, probably be around a 6, and if the software was actually a little bit faster, it'd probably be an 8 out of 10, but, yeah, my rating for it is a 4 out of 10. I mean, I'm glad that I actually tried to do this, and, really gave me a good experience of Android again. I I don't know. Sometime I will review another Android phone. But yeah, that's my take on the Google Pixel. My review. It's probably not the best thing to sit there and watch from me, but yeah, if you guys did like it, subscribing would be a great option, and I would appreciate it. If you could also like the video, you don't have to, but if you would, I would appreciate that too. And I will see you guys either in my next stream or a new video. I'm still trying to work on my Super Mario 64 content. I haven't done anything with that in a while. I have a video that's supposedly still in the editing stage because I started it and then I stopped. But yeah, hopefully next part will be coming out. And if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to see me play or something, put it down in the comments. I will see you guys when I return.